Hey guys, it's me, Minnie, and I'm back again with another video. My hair was just not cooperating with me at all today, and I did not feel like putting more heat on it with a flat iron, so I just have this messy bun happening, so thank you for still loving me. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about Tarte. This is obviously not sponsored. I am a small YouTuber. Everything that I purchased here, I purchased with my own money. It's really just 2 items, and then I'm going to talk about a third. The only product I have ever used by Tarte was this, which is the Tarte Clean Sleep Poreless Primer, 12-hour primer, pore refining, waterproof, and line filling. Okay, this was pretty expensive. I want to say it was like around the $30 mark, and you get 1 ounce of product. I did buy this when I had the 20% off like VIB sale at Sephora, either I think in winter, I don't know, whenever. I talked about this in another video. I have very large pores. If you've been here for any amount of time, you know that I say this all the time. I have really large pores like right in here, so I'm always looking for something to kind of smooth and like buff that out to have like a more full coverage, like flawless look, if you will. And you know, I try. So I was pretty impressed with how this works, but I will not be repurchasing it because honestly, I have another primer from Maybelline that I use called Baby Skin, which is phenomenal and kind of works very similarly to this. I also tried a sample size of Dr. Brandt's, Dr. Somebody's Pores No More. That's pretty good too, but with the price tag, it works for me just as well as my drugstore brand. So this will not be repurchased by me. It's not a bad product, but I don't have, income to kind of just play with like that. Like, oh, I'm just gonna spend 30 some odd dollars every 2 months on a primer. Not really. I can buy 3 of the Maybelline Baby Skins for like the same price. So sorry about it, but it wasn't a bad product. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I went ahead and gave in to social media and all these beauty gurus and bought the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is cruelty-free, which I really, really like. It has shea butter, sunflower, peony, licorice root, and vitamin E. All things that are good for your skin. When I opened this, I actually hadn't read that it had the sunflower till today, but when I opened it the first time, I was like, this smells like sunflowers, which I love because back in like the late 90s, the perfume like sunflower was really, really popular, and it just brings back like really nostalgic memories, and I absolutely smell that in here. And wouldn't you know, there's a picture of a damn sunflower on the side. I don't know what's up with my attention span. So, okay, this has it lacks rather parabens, mineral oil. I cannot pronounce this properly, so I'm gonna skip it. Triclosan, sodium lauryl sulfate, and gluten, which I did not even really know they put gluten in beauty products, and it is dermatologist tested. It is, wow, this, you get a very small amount of product. You get 0.3381 fluid ounces or 10 mils for, how much was this? It was, how much was it? Oh my god, I'm trying to look for the price for you guys. I want to say $21. 21? That seems right. 24? $24? Something like that. So 20 to 25 bucks. The most money I have ever spent on a concealer was the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which was like 30 some odd dollars, which it was very good and like brightening, but it would like dry so fast that I kind of got pissed when it came time to like blend it out. You know, that was another like I'm not going to repurchase it kind of thing, because once again, there are more affordable brands that I feel just work the same, if not better for me. So, you know, maybe if I win the lottery one day, I'll just buy all kinds of makeup regardless of the price tag, and it won't matter. Okay. So the reason that it's really good not to have parabens in your products is because parabens have been linked to like xenoestrogen, I believe that is called, and that is something that is known to kind of mess with the estrogen levels in women, which has been linked to like breast cancers and like tumors and things like that, which sucks. And breast cancer sucks, cancer sucks. And so if you could kind of avoid those parabens, it's better. You know, studies pretty much say like it's not something to be like compulsively overly concerned about, but you know, if you can buy products without them, then why wouldn't you, especially if you're a woman? I don't know how much it would matter to men, because I don't know as much about estrogen levels in men's bodies. I don't even think they have any at all, although we have testosterone. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Moving on. So you open this bad boy up. The packaging's cute. They seem to really like their purples, you know, which I love purple. And you get this big old tube of concealer. It looks so big, but then reading that it's only 10 mils of product is kind of crazy. Like, it's pretty big. Okay. Cute packaging. I like it, like it. I got it in the color Fair. Give you a little 360 of this. So when you open it up, and yes, I have tried this and I'm wearing it today, it has a massive, massive, massive applicator, okay? So that might be to your liking or something that is a make or break for you when it comes to purchasing this. I like it because I can go swoop, 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 and then just blend it out. It doesn't dry out as fast as some others, so it allows me to have time to blend. Like if I put it all where I want to conceal and highlight, I could take my time blending, and I know that when I get to the next under eye, it's not going to dry out for me as much, which I like. But you know, that's probably something that's going to vary from person to person. Overall, it gives really good coverage. I'm not mad at it. You know, it's very thick, it's nice, it blends out nicely, and for someone that has really pale skin like myself, it was really cool to find something that I felt brightened my under eye, but not overly so I didn't look like Angelica Houston in Addams Family, where it was just like, you know, too much like stage makeup, drag makeup, which is gorgeous, but not something I need for every day. So I love that. Being a pale girl, sometimes it can be super hard to find, you know, one that's going to work for you. A concealer, foundation, anything. I noticed that their shade range isn't too extensive. They have a good range, but I think there could be more when it comes to like their medium to darker shades. One of their darkest shades, which is, it's called Mahogany. It has cool undertones, but it looked so red to me, and I know that not every girl and guy with dark skin needs that redness, but some do, so that's nice. One of their other darkest shades is called Rich. Although very nice, I know people who have dark skin tones, and I don't know that this is something that would work for them. So Tarte, I would really like, if you're watching, I doubt it, I'd really like to see you make some more concealers for people with darker skin tones, because not everybody, these shades are not going to work for everybody, and that's not cool. So make some more shades. It's a good product. I like it. You know, blends out really nice. And you can see I'm so pale, and that's even paler than me, but just in the perfect way, so that when it blends out, it just becomes like part of my skin. So I actually really like this. I will still be using, like, you know, my Maybelline Fit Me concealer and my other drugstore concealers, but when it comes like time to shop at Sephora with a 20% off coupon, I can't buy this there because they don't sell it. That's right, I had to get it at Ulta. So crap. And Ulta like never has coupons for high-end prestige items. They only have it for like the drugstore side of the store. But whatever. Whenever I have an extra 24 bucks to waste and to spend and play with, I would repurchase this. I like it. Definitely go to Ulta and check out the testers and see how you feel about it before purchasing it. Yeah, so that's that about the very popular Shape Tape Concealer. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the first ever palette I have ever, I just totally overused the word ever purchased from Tarte, and that is the Tartlet in Bloom palette. This cost me a whopping 46 bucks, and I did get this at Ulta, but this is also available, I believe, at Sephora, unlike the concealer. But I just happened to be there, so why not? So this palette, like I said, is $46. There are 12 shadows in it, which breaks each shadow down to roughly $3.83 each, which is a pretty good price. What originally drew me to this wasn't the fact that it was Tarte, because I never owned another Tarte palette. It was the name. I'm a huge like grunge riot girl, like 90s fan. I definitely, you know, grew up you know, my teenage years were in like the late 90s, early 2000s, like section of time. And I loved like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and like that whole like Soundgarden, all that whole movement from Seattle. So one of my favorite songs of all time from Nirvana is a song called In Bloom, and that's the name of this palette. So that's what made me check it out on the shelf to begin with. So right off the bat, the packaging is really nice. I like it a lot. It's very vivid. It's definitely eye-catching. It's fun, and it kind of has like these like pressed petals. Like obviously they're not on here, but it just has like these pressed petals, which they're really cute, and I like it, and it just kind of reminds me of spring. So I guess that's what they were going for with the In Bloom thing. Okay, this is not a new palette. This palette's been out for a really long time, and there's a lot of people on YouTube, I'm sure, who have talked about it, but I am going to talk about it with you here and show you the swatches on my really pale skin. So you open up the side and you pull the palette out, and it actually looks just like the box. And there is a little insert in here with a couple of different looks that you can try. And oh, actually there's only 2 looks you can try, but one side is in English and the other one I believe is in French here on the back, which I can't read. So moving along. This palette is formulated without parabens, mineral oil, triclosan, sodium lauryl sulfates, gluten, and it is dermatologist tested, which is really nice. Now, mineral oil has a bad rap. I am not a dermatologist, I'm not a doctor, but I know there are a lot of myths about it as far as it, you know, kind of like robbing your skin of vitamins, having carcinogens, drying the skin, causing premature aging. I don't know how true that is, but if that's its reputation and this palette's going to perform as amazingly as it has without it, awesome, even better for me. I do know that when it comes to hair, that women with natural hair, they like to avoid mineral oils because that can be detrimental to their hair health, and can create buildup. So when you open this up, there is a very nice palette and a very nice mirror, which I'm going to cover because I will blind you. It says Tartlet at the bottom. You can see my coffee cup over there. And it's very nice quality mirror, and it is also super clear, which I love. So this is the palette, and these are the colors, and my light is just glaring right off of there. Okay, so yeah, 12 colors. All of these are very like neutral, and what I love about that is you can do such soft looks with this, or really grungy ones. You can be super pale and rock this, or very dark skin and rock this, and I think it's gonna look great on anybody from light skin to dark skin and all the way in between. If I did professional makeup and I did like bridal makeup, this would be a palette that I would buy absolutely to have in my kit, because I mean, just look at that. You got earth tones, you got pinkish tones, neutrals, cool tones, warm tones, shimmers, mattes. You could do a smoky eye. It's really versatile. So my first impression was that the colors were gorgeous. So I'm gonna swatch them for you. They're so like buttery, and they just blend out so well. I am wearing about 4 of them on my eyes today. And they just work so well together. And like yesterday I used it on like a really soft look, like a very soft neutral look that was, you know, like a no makeup thing. And then today I went a little bit more like glitzy and glammy. And then like maybe tonight if I go out, or tomorrow, I could do like a grungy smoky eye, which I'd love to do so much. Throw on my leather jacket, my heels, and go out in the town. Okay, enough goofiness. So the first color is called Charmer. And let me see what they describe this color as. Charmer is described as an off-white. It's the first color. I'm just like gonna blind you. It's this color here. So literally just one little swatch. Okay. And for me, you could barely see that on my skin. So just do another one, see if I could build it up a little bit for you. There you go. So it's just a really nice off-white. You could use this as a brow highlight, all over lid color, transition, whatever you want to do. If you're super pale, I think this would be like really nice off-white for you that will still show up because it's lighter than even my really pale skin. If you have darker skin, I think it could be like really nice in the inner corners or up under the brow and just so nice. Next color is called Jet Setter. It's going to be this color right here. I'm just going to stop holding the palette up to the camera here because I will blind you. So this is described as a warm taupe, and I'm just going to swatch that bad boy right there. Okay, and this is the color I have used the most, like as a transition color in my crease. The next one is called Rocker, and it's a shimmering taupe, which I love. And just pop that on there. So it's just kind of lighter than this one with a nice shimmer. And these have really nice color payoff. Like, I was impressed with this. You know, you're paying roughly $3.83 a shadow when you break down the palette, and it's really nice. So the next color in the top row is called Smoke Show, and this is a black brown. I am wearing a little bit of this today, kind of blended out, and bam, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. This is like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like the original Naked palette by Urban Decay, but different. All right, next color, Flower Child, and this one is a peachy nude. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So Flower Child. Then we have Smarty Pants, which I just, of course, love the name of. And this is a tan, and it reminds me of, again, the Urban Decay original, the original Urban Decay Naked palette. It reminds me, I think, of the color. I think the color is called Buck. It reminds me of that. So very pretty. And I'm going to continue on this hand here. So then we have Firecracker, which I am wearing right in here today. What am I doing with my life? Okay. Absolutely gorgeous. Totally. And like, I still have some left on my finger. It blends out really nicely. And I'm going to do brush swatches next. So that was Firecracker. And then we have Activist, which I have a little bit of on my eyes today as well. And Activist is a dark brown. And then we have Funny Girl, which is so like buttery. So pretty. Look at that. Look at Funny Girl. Oh my god, gorgeous. This is a champagne. Then we have Sweetheart, which is also a really nice transition color. And let me build that up just a little bit because I am like, my light is too much. And this is just a nice peach color. And peach is like super in this season, so that could be really nice for you, or a nice option if you don't feel like buying you know, all these peach palettes, like the Too Faced one. The Too Faced peach palette is like so overly hyped, honestly, because when I swatched it in store, a couple of the colors were nice, but like it wasn't nice across the board like this palette was. So this color right here is called Rebel, and this is a chestnut brown. I absolutely love this. And the final color here is called Leader, and this is an aubergine. Put it right over my tattoo, and it like covered the shit out of it. So these are the colors, and they're gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, I really feel like everybody can wear these colors. They're so pretty. They have great coverage. They work well together. The only con I have about this is there can be a little bit of fallout because they're so like finely milled. So, you know, when you pick them up on a blending brush, tap it off, or, you know, put some powder underneath the eye before you go in with them, so that they'll work a little bit better for you. But this palette is totally worth the 46 bucks in my opinion. Share your opinion about it below, if you loved it, if you have it, if it didn't work for you, if you're interested, whatever. Again, not sponsored, totally wish it was. I'm really impressed with my first Tarte palette. Like, I definitely would be interested in future ones that come out. I will be going into store to swatch them and see if I love them as much as I love this one. And one of the most important things for me is when I buy a palette, I want it to be consistently nice. Like I was just saying about Too Faced Peach palette, I swatched that in store, couple of nice colors. So many of them were complete flops for me. Like, they didn't blend out. They had, you know, like they would be like a shimmery color and they'd be all like muddy and ugh. So I was not impressed by that at all. I don't own any Too Faced palettes, and the reason is because every time I go into Sephora or Ulta to swatch them, I'm not impressed by all the colors in there. I did have my eye on the little like white chocolate chip or whatever it's called palette and the chocolate bonbon, but we'll have to see. I don't do a lot of pinks on the eye, so I'm not too, you know, driven to buy like the chocolate bonbon palette or anything like that because of those pinks. Like, I'm not going to use them. All right, so these are the finger swatches. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swatch every color with a brush, and I'm going to come back and show you that. Okay, so I'm definitely taking a page out of Stephanie Nicole's book by doing these brush swatches along with those finger swatches. If you do not know who she is here on YouTube, definitely search her. She is absolutely stunningly beautiful. She is intelligent. She is thorough. She is educated, and she is not biased. And I love, love, love her. So she always does swatches that, you know, she'll do a finger swatch and a brush swatch, and she'll also have like her friends swatch it on dark skin to show her viewers, which I think is amazing. But unfortunately, I do not have access to a beautiful dark skinned woman or man who can do swatches for me and then like send them and then me edit them in. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to get one of my friends on board to like film some swatches, but we also don't, you know, necessarily own the same makeup or have the same palettes every time, so it's difficult. But you know what, you just go ahead and you can Google, I'm sure, or like YouTube, like Tartlet and Bloom swatches on dark skin, and you'll find somebody out there that'll show that for you. So I'm just using an e.l.f. brush. This was literally like $1, and this is one of my favorite brushes of all freaking time. So I just dipped this into the palette. And this is Charmer on a brush. And then we have Jet Setter on a brush. You can see how different brush swatches are compared to finger swatches, let me tell you that. Then we have Rocker. Very different, you guys. And then Smoke Show. See, they're a little bit like patchier, you know, because you don't have like this smooth thing, and then you don't have the warmth of your fingertip as well. Let me clean this off really quickly. And then we have Flower Child. See, it's like night and day. And some people may not like the palette once they do these brush swatches. And see, I already have like fallout all over. Here's Smarty Pants, followed by Firecracker and Activist. These two are so similar, but you could really see the black in this black brown rather than this just dark brown. Then we have Funny Girl, which I'm just gonna bring over here. Funny Girl. My very favorite, which is Sweetheart, which is that peach color, and Rebel, which swatches like beautifully. Running out of hand. Well, just in time, because this is the last color, and this is called Leader. So you can see that like the darker ones on the brush, they don't look as nice, but I'm telling you, they do blend out really well. I'm wearing several of these colors today, and they work really, really well for me. So those are brush swatches. So my first impression of this palette is that I absolutely love it. It works really, really well for me. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would repurchase it, but it'll probably last me a really long time, so I might not have to. And by then there'll be new stuff out that I'll want anyway. Definitely would repurchase the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, but only as like a splurge or luxury purchase. Like if I really needed a concealer immediately, I would just go with my Maybelline Fit Me, which works phenomenal. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, leave me your opinions in the comment section below, and I will talk to you later. Bye!